Alrighty, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're back for some more Ludum Dare 33 action this week, taking a look at another monstrous entry, this time by my buddy Mr. Neoclid. Oh boy. And rather than being the monster, we actually work for the organization known as Monster, who specializes in matrix-optimized negative space traversing extragalactic rocket thingy-majiggers. And so, basically how I got involved in this business was I was sitting down at the bar, was having a beer and swearing at the television set because an e-sport was on TV and I thought it was not going very good. And then these science-y people that looked like they worked for NASA or maybe like an internet cult, they were like, "Hey, Mr. Chupacabra, we heard you like the rockets and the robots and space and stuff. How would you like to test our new spaceship or go to alien planets?" And I was like, "Sure, you guys seem to be paying enough, let's do the stuff with the things." Wait a minute, why is there crusted blood on the outside of this spaceship? Well, it's funny you should ask, Mr. Chupacabra, because the last guy that did here got murdered. There must be like things in the space void, but you already signed the paper, so off you go. So with that in mind, we're going to select a new run here. We could also go to the tutorial, but that's just pretty basic instructionals. So we gotta pick a ship, and I was playing with this one, this 2 Hedam numbers and stuff, which it's not a magnetic ship, and it's got like a scanning jammer, and it's got like an ultra magnet special. Essentially, these ships all have different special abilities. Like this one has got a mega collector, and then like its speed is dependent on position. Let's try that one out. That sounds pretty good. And we'll try for a random seed. And so our job really is to get through this void full of like these murderous obstacles and try to reach the exit node, this glowing bit, without getting murdered and trying to avoid too many spots of negative space, which are like these blue off-color zones. Those require... oh shit. Those require fuel to get through, and they're a little bit touchy in trying... ooh, that is super handy. Oh, that... okay. Okay. Actually, I'm picking a different ship, because that one is getting me murdered. Let's go with, Berserker Special Ray of Light. Yeah, let's go with this one. This seems legitimate. So yeah, we just gotta avoid everything in order to get through hyperspace, in essence. And the only time we waste fuel is if we go plumbing the depths into those off-color zones, these negative space fields. And otherwise, as long as we don't crash into anything or run out of fuel, we won't explode with our human bits and body parts all over the quadrant. So there's different enemies. There's these wibble-wobble enemies who are very keen on not staying put very long. And then you've got those spinning Death Stars, which, I mean, they're basically just like an intergalactic space mine. They'll murder your face. And then you've got what looks like a spiny alien spaceship, which are just known as the Followers, and they will follow you. Like that creepy chick that stalked you freshman year in high school who really wanted you to go with the prom with her, but you just weren't super into that. So yeah, we just gotta avoid all this and avoid getting killed by lack of fuel, because some of these randomly spawned levels have got a lot of negative space in them. And we're pretty much good to go. There's not too much to worry about. And even if we were to just kind of sit here, there really probably wouldn't be anything that would try to murder us. And then, of course, we've got specials, which are powered up by, oops, completing the different levels. Actually, what does this one do? It's a ray of light? Oh, it kills everything. Well, that's pretty bullshit, if I do say so myself. Nothing else in this game has a death ray, and we have a death ray. Alright. Oh, get out of here, you spicy follower. Actually, let's play this with the easy ship, to hell with it. Just so we can show all the way through. But, depending on their ship that you decide to use, it's pretty flippin' easy. Like, I can walk right up to these followers now with this low magnetic force ship with, like, a radar scanner, or jammer thingy. And I don't really have to worry about pretty much anything. I can just avoid all of the fliggle-flobbles. And at this point, the only thing that's really gonna kill me, so long as I keep progressing through the game, is as you get further and further into the levels, into the different stages, there starts to be more and more negative energy space zones, and they start to suck the fuel out of you really, really fast. So you just gotta pick the most optimized route, and you should be more or less fine. But for the start here, you can pretty much just ignore most of these negative space zones. Just aim for the fuel, which also becomes more scarce, and you should be good to go. I kind of like the concept. I like the idea of a space, invaders-y kind of avoidance game. I've played a lot of bullet hell shooters, so I'm right there with you on that mark. But, what do I feel is missing? I feel like there should be some sort of fail state. Like, if I sat here and didn't go anywhere, something should be murdering me. Like, you know, if this was a Super Mario game, it would be time. The timer would run out and I'd have to start from scratch. Or, you know, there could be enemies that will actually, like, seek you out. There's, like, patrols. There's, like, these weird followers that have, like, enemy scout ships that'll periodically patrol through the level, trying to murder your face. Or, maybe there's, like, a puzzle that we have to complete. Like, we have to unlock, like, a spatial dimensional bridge that allows us to not get exploded by an ever-encroaching wall of murder on the horizon. I dunno, but I feel like I need some sort of constant threat of murder. And, yeah. That's about all I'm feeling is missing. Maybe as you progress through, you run into, like, a downed alien spacecraft that has, like, mutagenic weaponry that latches onto the hull of your ship, giving you space lasers that you have to use to fight off different enemies that slowly change as you go through different regions of hyperspace. In fact, you know, I could almost see this having like a faster-than-light FTL type of story, where we're being sent off with this new type of hyper warp speed technology, and we've got to go and warn other human colonies of an encroaching alien threat and try to stop it. And every time we go through a, like, dimensional warp gate, we are introduced to, different enemies, different types of power-ups, different shenanigans-related puzzles. Who knows? There's lots of opportunity for very subtle, sort of roguelike, endlessly regenerated story here. So as you can see, we've started to get a lot more negative space here that I have to be worried about. But we've got the fast little flittery ship, so I'm not super-duper worried. This one doesn't really have to worry about pretty much anything. I also don't know what my specialty ability does either. Maybe like a tooltip I could mouse over that kind of explains what these different specials do. Because as I hit this one, it doesn't seem like I go any faster, or time doesn't slow down. But either way, I mean, if you were to add like a couple puzzle segments, or maybe like a light story with stuff that would murder you, or reasons why you're here doing the stuff with the things, and I think you'd be pretty good to go, Mr. Neaklid. I like the color scheme. You're really good about adding these really neon, sort of stark contrasting colors that match really well. They're always nice to look at, and you even thought to yourself, you know what, I bet people like Larry would probably spaz out after playing this game for half an hour, and oops, I ran out of fuel. And they would probably have like a seizure or something if I don't add a color safe mode, and you added a monochrome mode, just in case such a shenanigan were to occur. But for the most part, the only thing in this game that you really are after to do is just trying to get the highest score possible before you complete all the stages in a randomized run. And that would be the reason why you'd probably fly with a ship with bonus point multipliers for the murder of creatures or things. What does that? So that doesn't make me invincible, that specialty ability. I don't know what that does. It doesn't make it so that I can just wander through negative space, huh? But no, this game's pretty fun. I like it. It can be kind of challenging to strategically plan out your course later on in the levels so that you don't run out of fuel like I did a little bit ago. And it's not too long either. And it's got a nice kind of relaxing music to it. It's a very relaxing game, and I suppose if you really think about it, space in the final frontier would be fairly relaxing, because sound doesn't travel in space, so it's really just the hum of your spacecraft and the murmur of the Peter Dinklage robot from Destiny swearing in your ear because you're bad at lasers and lights and wielding magical powers. Oh, you know what? There is one other thing I'd like to show you. We've got an adorable little tutorial here that introduces us to the mechanics. We've got, welcome, my name is Renoodle, 287FF9. I'm going to explain to you how to play this game. The objective is very simple. Fly your cute little rocket all the way over here and enter the little square. Oh, isn't that fun? And this is your fuel meter, and it's only really important when you fly around in these negative space zones, and if you run out of fuel, you'll explode. But the game would be super boring if you didn't have things like power-ups, like fuel, or, I didn't read the other ones. And what the heck, we've also added some adorable enemies to ruin your fun. Sorry, no refunds, don't murder me, follower. Oh, and the last thing, every rocket matrix has its own special ability, so that you can do things like slow time. I thought that was pretty cool, it has a humor to it. So, very nice job. It needs some sort of overarching nemesis in this game, more than anything else. And maybe even a story, but that's not necessarily required. I suggest it when it seems it could be added very simply, and I think you're good to go. I mean, other than that, I mean, the controls are pretty simple and straightforward and smooth, and I got a good giggle out of this monster shenanigans here in the corner. Very nicely done, Mr. Neoclid. Continue your monstrous adventures. And that's it for this one, everybody. I have been your Chupacabra host, Larry the Chupacabra. Links to this game are, of course, in the description, and I will catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And rest in peace, my email inbox. You guys have sent me a lot of games. I think I should have enough to last to the end of Ludum Dare 33, but if you want to send me stuff, I'm always interested in going through it. If something catches my eye holes, I will definitely check it out and probably play it for a video. So, until later, have a good one, guys and gals and pan-dimensional demon creatures. Goodbye!